Hi everybody, Adam here. Welcome back to our Lego room. In today's video, we're taking a look at an awesome delivery I received recently from Brick Mini. The contents of this delivery were items that I ordered from their Kickstarter that they ran for the second wave of Nano Soldiers. So many cool items to look at here. Before we jump into that, it is worth noting this Kickstarter officially ran, I want to say 2 years ago now. And, there was a number of delays along the way, but, really happy that they pushed through all the roadblocks that they encountered and that they were able to get this all put together and, out to the backers. Been a really big fan of Brick Mini's products and sort of all the different cool things that they're trying to bring to the hobby, and definitely looking forward to seeing where they go in the future. Now, jumping into the various items that I got in my order here, we've got, first of all, I ordered a few items from their original first wave of the Nano Soldiers. So some cool poses in there, things that we've shown before in a previous video looking at a delivery from Brick Mini. But, just so many cool poses. Was happy to be able to pick up a number of additional figures, in a number of different colors here. So really happy with those. But the heart of this order were the wave 2 of the Nano Soldiers. One of the first items that really jumped out at me and I was super excited about. Super excited at the time of backing the Kickstarter, but even more excited now that they are here in our Lego room, are the parachutes. So you can see we've got the fully expanded parachute here, the great wires coming down to the guy that's riding in the parachute there. And you can even, so this guy, it's like kind of like he's landed on the ground and he just landed, so the parachute hasn't started to collapse yet. But you can see that with some other Lego pieces here, we can actually have these guys up in the air, which really neat. I think that's going to, add some cool details to a scene that we build with these guys. Just really, really well done. So let's see, what did I pick up? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. So we should be able to put together, a really interesting scene with those guys. And, it's really nice because you're able to mix and match which figures use the parachutes. So if we just take a moment here to look closer at the parachute. So you'll see attached to the lines for the parachute, there's a little structure, little plastic structure. And that structure has an opening on the bottom of it there. So you can fit in, any of the different figures that have a vertical pose into that structure and have them parachuting into an area in a scene that you build. Really happy with that. And, it's worth noting, obviously none of these are Lego specific products, but they all work with Lego. So you can fit these guys onto Lego studs, and, all the different extra kits that I picked up as part of the Kickstarter are all using Lego parts. So this is kind of a nice sort of add-on and, something that you can use with your Lego bricks and scenes that you build out of Lego, which is really cool. But, I just love the modularity of this parachute item here, and the fact that you can, attach on the little clear extenders there to raise them up. Lots of different things that I think you could come up with here based on the fact that it's got that, a stud connection point on the back, and, the fact that you can put any of the different figures into that little harness area there. It's just a really cool idea and way of designing the parachute system. Now, it is worth noting that this particular little figure here, he was designed to work with the parachutes. He was not part of the original Kickstarter, but they were able to add him into the production run because they had extra space on their molds that they were making. One issue he has, though, is you'll see there's a little tiny sort of little bump, witness mark at the bottom there. That currently prevents him from fitting into the parachute harness. I need to go through and just sand that down, and then he should fit in just fine. This is something that Brick Mini will be fixing up before they start offering these on their website for sale. But was just a little gotcha that came up near the end of the Kickstarter that, really isn't a huge deal. It's pretty easy to sand off that little bump there. But something worth noting, that's why he's not currently in the harness, and I've been using some of the other figures. So next up, let's take a look at the rest of the poses and different soldier types that we have picked up here. They've really gone to a lot of effort here to have a number of different poses to give you sort of the maximum number of ways to use these characters in scenes that you might create. We've got guys that are lying on the ground. We've got characters who are crouched here. You can see this guy is down on a knee. We've got this guy here who looks like he might be a medic or somebody bringing supplies up. And you've got some guys that are perfectly vertical doing different things. So, a lot of visual interest in the poses here, as well as, sort of a lot of utility that can be derived from these different poses. And, one of the characters here that really jumped out at me is the flamethrower character. You can see this one right here is using the large flame piece, and the one back here is using the small one. So definitely lots of variety and options there. This character also really showcases you can see the backpack there that he's wearing as part of the flamethrower. And if we spin around to this side, you can see how there's the hose going from the back to the front there, connecting with the front part of the flamethrower. So really nicely done there. Also a big fan of the different headgear. We've got mostly helmets here, but our bike rider at the back here has got a cap on, which is really cool. And that bike rider character, it's really a different concept for this wave of the Nano Soldiers. The bike comes as one piece, and then you can fit this particular soldier onto the bike, and he kind of snaps on. A real positive fit there. So a really nice touch, gives you a different piece that you can make use of in scenes that you're creating. And continuing to swing around the back here, you can see more examples of details with, belts that guys are wearing, backpacks. You can see this guy up here. It looks like he might be, a radio guy or some sort of communications soldier. So he's got an interesting backpack there. Lots of really nice stuff going on here. Definitely gives you the feeling of, the toy soldiers that you play with as a kid. Just so many interesting things that I think you can do with all of these different poses and character types. And, even some of the different weapons they're holding here, just really nice details. Everything's very crisp and sharp, which is nice to see. Now, another interesting element that came as part of this wave of Nano Soldiers, we've got the Jeep. And so you can see here we've got one Jeep, but many different forms of how it's being used. So you can have, characters in both the front seats. You can have a character in the back seat. You can have the little roof piece attached on there. The windshield can be up or down. Really well done. And just really cool details on the Jeep itself as well. So you can see, looking in closer here, there's lots of attachment points for characters and weapons. You can see how the windshield can be down or up there. Tires look really nice. I like the tire on the back there as well. Just really well done, and a nice attention to detail, getting this piece to be included in this wave of soldiers, but also to give so many different options there for how to make use of the Jeep, and give it sort of maximum flexibility. Now, one thing you'll notice, the passengers for these two Jeeps don't look like your average everyday soldier. We've got a Batman figure there and a Darth Vader figure. Those were special items in the Kickstarter. And if we go back here, you can see a few more different sort of poses and looks for those characters. Really like the Darth Vader pose with the red lightsaber there. And the action shot of Batman with the Batarang looks really cool as well. But just nice touches to include and as an option of, sort of a fun option in the Kickstarter. And, shows you the overall flexibility with the system that Brick Mini has here. It's nice that they can fit into the Jeeps. So lots of different options for how to use these characters, and really, you can see a lot of different ways that Brick Mini can go with this system and putting different characters into this world and system. Now, something else you might have noticed when we were looking back here at Darth Vader and Batman is that there's also a motorcycle component that was part of this wave of soldiers. Again, similar to the bike, really cool looking, adds a lot of potential and options here. You can see you can have the one rider on the motorcycle, or you can even have a second character riding on the back. And then we also have over here, you can see there's a way to attach a little sidecar onto the motorcycle as well, which is just really amazing, and continues to sort of build up and show you how, with Brick Mini's system here, they've given the builders and the users of these characters a lot of options for how to customize and make use of these different things in these different elements in the system in their own builds. Now you can see here that I have picked up these second wave soldiers in 4 different colors. Really nice, the different colors that Brick Mini provides. There's the olive green, the tan, dark green, and the gray. Having all of those different colored characters at your disposal really makes it a lot easier to come up with some really interesting scenes, whether it be representing different factions that are in a fight, or just having one color battling versus another. Lots of different configurations and ways that you can make use of this nice detail. And I'm sure they're going to have a ton more colors available in the future. I've got the first wave soldiers in quite a variety of different colors, and for this second wave ones, these were the colors that spoke to me initially. But we'll definitely consider picking up more of these in the future. Now, some of the other fun stuff that I picked up as part of this Kickstarter, Obviously, we got in our package here, we got a nice Brick Mini sticker, nice to add to our sticker collection. But we've got a couple of Brick Mania kits here that were offered as part of the Kickstarter. We've got the C-47 Dakota micro scale military aircraft. Really nice looking plane there that should be a fun one to build and include in a potential scene that we put together. The other Brick Mania kit is the Waco CG4A glider. This should be another fun one to put together. And, just fun elements. I think both of them will go really nicely with the parachute characters. And, I'm sure we can come up with some interesting ways to make use of those. One thing I forgot to mention, I don't have an example of it here right now, but for the parachutes, in addition to the little structure that can hold a soldier, there is also an attachment where you could swap in place of that allows you to have brick built cargo and like sort of containers that can drop down by parachute. So that way you could show, crates being airlifted into a particular area as part of your scene, which is a nice touch as well. So, again, just another example of the flexibility and versatility of this system that Brick Mini has put together here. Other elements that I picked up as part of the Kickstarter, we've got this bunker module, which I think is going to be a great one. And to go with that, I also picked up the sand module, shoreline module, and ocean module tile. So my hope with these, that this is basically with these 4 elements here, we've got a strip of a sort of beach landing scene that we could put together. And then based on, those instructions, I will try to wrangle some more parts over time to make a more sort of fully fleshed out scene. You can have a beach landing with parachute soldiers coming in behind enemy lines. You could probably put together a really cool looking sort of D-Day scene, which would be fun to do. So I thought it was really cool that they offered these different modules that you could make use of. And, they should fit in really well with all the different characters here. So that was a nice touch. I'm happy to have those. And I will put those together, like I said, and then sort of add to them over time so we can build up a bigger diorama. And then the last element there, we've got the Brick Mini LCVP Higgins boat. So, again, with this concept of kind of like a D-Day landing scene, on the water side over here, you could have that boat offloading soldiers, which is a nice touch. So I haven't built these different planes and modules yet. I will be building those in the coming weeks, and we'll include videos up on the channel as those are built, talking about them individually. But, really just wanted to highlight today all these amazing different vehicles and characters that I picked up as part of the Brick Mini Kickstarter, the second wave of the Nano Soldiers. And, like I said, looking forward to seeing where Brick Mini goes with this in the future. So many cool ideas and different characters and creations that they're adding into their system. And, I think it's going to be, just continue to grow from here. So awesome work, Brick Mini. Super happy with all of these items. And, if you have not checked out Brick Mini's website, highly recommend that you do that. Because like I said, they've got some really cool stuff that they're working on. And based on what I've seen so far, I'm sure there will be a lot of cool stuff in the future as well that they come up with. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so that you don't miss out on any of our upcoming videos. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye.